DBS Radio.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Chairman of the Integrity Commission, Steve Hyacinth, has called for corruption to be rejected in all its forms. In news from the region, Cuba denies contacts with the United States over Venezuela's future. And on the international scene, the death toll rises as fighting along the Thailand-Cambodia border spreads. Well, good morning. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Peter, where did you put the Lay's chips?
Oh, shucks. I forgot them at home on the counter.
You must be joking. Boy, turn around. No chips, no picnic. He knows that whether it's a picnic, entertaining at home, snacks for the children, or just liming, we always have Frito-Lay chips and snacks with a wide variety of brands, all made natural and continually improving on their products. Frito-Lay snacks is a must for any occasion. There is more than just fun in Frito-Lay snacks. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and available at shops and supermarkets all around Dominica. Forgot them at home. He want to spoil my day. Frito-Lay, good food for the fun of it.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. First up in the news this morning, the chairman of the Integrity Commission, Steve Hyacinth, has called for corruption to be rejected in all its forms. His call comes as Dominica joins in the observance of International Anti-Corruption Day today.
Integrity is the quiet force that holds the nation together. It is the courage to do what is right when no one is watching, the discipline to choose honesty over convenience, and the commitment to serve others with transparency and fairness. When integrity lives in our people, corruption loses its power. When integrity guides our leaders, trust becomes possible again. On International Anti-Corruption Day, we are reminded that the fight against corruption does not begin in institution. It begins in the human heart. It begins with each of us deciding that our nation's future is worth protecting through every honest choice we make.
And that was Chairman of the Integrity Commission, Steve Hyacinth. He says the Ecumenical Church Service and Award Ceremony organized by the Integrity Commission yesterday was worthwhile.
Yesterday, Ecumenical Service and Awards Ceremony strengthened this resolve. It reminded us that integrity is both a moral duty and a national responsibility. Across every faith and every community, we heard the same call: stand firm for truth, for justice, and for the kind of society we want our children to inherit. We also recognize individuals whose actions demonstrate what ethical leadership looks like in practice. The example shows that integrity is not simply a requirement. It is a way of life. It is service above self and consistency even in the small things. This year, the Dominica Integrity Commission placed special emphasis on empowering our youth. When young people embrace values of honesty and accountability, they become powerful guardians of our nation's future.
Chairman of the Integrity Commission, Steve Hyacinth. Meantime, Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and Attorney General Levi Peter are among persons in public life recognized by the Integrity Commission. Persons in public life were recognized for their compliance under the Integrity in Public Office Act.
In the category Minister of Government, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. In the category Chairperson of a Public Institution, Mr. Willie Favre. In the category Permanent Secretary, Mr. Lucien Blackmore. In the category Managing Director of a Public Institution, Mr. Colin Piper. In the category Chief Technical Officer, Mr. Minchington Burton. In the category General Manager of a Public Institution, Mrs. Janice Thomas. And in the category Member of the House of Assembly, Mr. Levi Peter.
And that's Palestrina Roll Henry of the Integrity Commission. Meantime, former Cabinet Secretary and first Chairman of the Integrity Commission, Julian Johnson, has received the Outstanding Service Award.
The Dominica Integrity Commission is honored to present the Outstanding Service Award to Mr. Julian Johnson, the first Chairman of the Integrity Commission, in recognition of his exemplary leadership, unwavering integrity, and distinguished service in public life. As the inaugural chairman from 2008 to 2015, Mr. Johnson established the foundation for a strong, principled, and effective Integrity Commission. His leadership set a lasting standard for accountability, transparency, and good governance within Dominica's public administration. Throughout his tenure, Mr. Johnson displayed exceptional professionalism and a firm commitment to the rule of law. He guided the work of the Commission with wisdom, firm-handedness, and independence.
And that was Palestrina Roll Henry of the Integrity Commission. In some more news this morning, the police have released new information to confirm that the deceased, Ken Joseph, was the rider of the motorcycle which collided with a Subaru XV, causing his death. It was earlier reported that Ken Joseph was the pinion rider, while the police report that the pinion rider was Khalid Salim Green, who remains in stable but critical condition at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. The collision occurred Saturday night while the motorcycle was traveling south and the Subaru traveling north. Upon reaching the vicinity of the Oasis Hotel, the vehicles collided. The 43-year-old Ken Joseph of Kingshill was pronounced dead at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Meantime, Parliamentary Representative for Roseau South constituency, Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte, says the late Ken Joseph will be remembered for his contributions to the communities of Kingshill and Newtown.
Today we mourn the loss of our dear brother Ken Joseph from Kingshill. He worked with me at the Roseau South constituency office as a field officer. He was also serving as a councillor at the Roseau City Council. Ratin, as he was known to so many, was a community-oriented young man who engaged in many community projects, assisted and inspired the youth in his community. He was also a football fanatic. It is because of Ken that many of the young men hold their farmer's card and fisherman's card. He always encouraged them to do the right thing. Ken was involved in every aspect of the community. His latest achievement was having his very own puzzle book, Live and Learn Dominica, which depicted our national symbols and emblems. Recently, you would have seen Ken selling his fresh produce by Reuben Bakery in Newtown with his friend Mikhail. Ken will be greatly missed by so many of us.
And that's the parliamentary representative for the Roseau South constituency, Shakira Lockhart Hippolyte. The government of Dominica has announced the annual concession for Christmas barrels imported into the country effective yesterday, December 8th to January 9th, 2026. Well, according to a press release from the government, a barrel refers to non-commercial shipments that may come in the form of barrels, boxes, crates, packages, or drums. The government specified that these barrels must contain items for personal use only and not goods intended for resale. Eligible contents include food items, limited quantities of clothing, toiletries, and toys. The press release also stated that the barrels valued at up to $1,500 will qualify for full exemption from import duty and customs service charge, while each household in Dominica is allowed to import up to 2 barrels under this concession. Additionally, a flat fee of $10 will be charged by the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority for the handling and storage of each barrel, and a 15% value-added tax would also be calculated on the import value and must be paid to the Comptroller of Customs. The Electoral Office is reporting confidence in its security measures being taken during the voter confirmation process. Chief Elections Officer Anthea Joseph says the process goes through multiple verification steps.
The verification process is rigorous and thorough, involving multiple levels of checks to ensure accuracy and integrity of the information submitted. And to boost the confidence in the process, every application undergoes strict verification, editing by the designated officer, and final approval by the Chief Registering Officer. This ensures that only accurate and valid records are confirmed.
And that was the Chief Elections Officer, Anthea Joseph. She explains some of the automatic software security checks.
Now, the system that we have, it will also flag, for example, if we have duplications, like names, 2 names are the same, the system will automatically flag it. So the verifiers now will be able to do a comparison. So they can pull up the data of the two names side by side and compare it. They also have the ability to pull up the facial recognition or the face or the photo ID of that person, and they can also compare by facial recognition. Then they can also compare by signature. So there are a number of areas that they can do a comparison in the event that the system flags someone. If the face looks alike, it is going to flag. If the name is the same, it's going to flag. And then we can do a comparison with the two applications to determine whether it's a duplicate or whether it's two different persons. Twin, you can say, well, they look alike, but there must be some difference in the facial, in the features. So this system is that sensitive that even with twin, that you can actually compare the photos and see the difference, see if there are any differences.
And that's the Chief Elections Officer, Anthea Joseph. And Buyo artist Trilogy has continued to hit the regional scene as he is being featured with top soca artists on the Guardian's Rhythm in Trinidad. But Trilogy told Drive Time on DBS Radio yesterday that the latest Guardian Rhythm is another breakthrough in his musical journey.
Being on a rhythm with big names like Bunji Garlin and Skinny Fabulous and Iowa George and Faye and Lions, I am honestly grateful for that, you know. I'm grateful for that because people that know my story know that I've been doing music for, you know, a couple of years in Dominica, like a few years, you know, in Dominica. I always used to tell myself, like, I see myself being a regional artist. I see myself being an international artist. But I didn't used to tell people that, but I used to see it in my mind. And I just never knew how it was going to happen. But the fact that I always used to envision it, and to this day, I still envisioning it, like I still see and I can go further. It's just a testament in just believing in yourself, you know, believing in the creator, and just trusting the process and putting in the work relevant to make it happen. And, you know, I just seeing it unfolding in my eyes right now. You know, I would never imagine being on a rhythm with Bunji Garlin. I mean, the ultimate goal is to be on a song with him one day, you check, but right now, we'll take that, and honestly, I'm happy. I feel like that is a big step for Dominica.
And that was a Buyo artist Trilogy. Well, his song on the Guardian's Rhythm is titled Up.
Pick up a tuna the next time you go for groceries. Check the price tag and you bound to get a nosebleed. Gone are the days when bread used to be cheap. Now it's a pain just to feel it and gonna cheap. Take a look at the gas and the cakes and the drinks price. Tell me why you have your hands down when everything up. Yeah, everything up. I talking to you. Hey, if you have a rag up in it, let me see you put it up. If you have a flab up in it, let me see you put it up. If you have a hand up in it, time to put it up. Push a finger up in the air, time to put it up. Up, the gas price up, the ticket price up, but everything up. What? Up in the air, hand up like a umpire.
And that was a Trilogy on the latest Guardian's Rhythm coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. Well, let's head to news from the region now, as Cuba has denied it reached out to the United States about what the region would look like without President Nicolas Maduro leading Venezuela. Well, Cuban Vice Foreign Minister Josefina Vidal told the Associated Press yesterday that those alleged discussions did not take place. The Trump administration has launched an offensive on alleged drug trafficking boats in the Caribbean and Pacific in recent months, killing dozens through targeted missile strikes while accusing Venezuela's Maduro, a key Cuba ally, of profiting from trade. Cuba has criticized those attacks and accuses the United States of seeking a violent overthrow of the Venezuelan government. And on the international scene, renewed fighting between Thailand and Cambodia over a disputed border has spread as more deaths are being reported and thousands are being displaced. Cambodia says 2 more civilians have been killed in overnight shelling by Thailand forces, bringing the total total deaths on its side to 7, while Thailand has reported that at least 3 soldiers have been killed. Both sides have blamed each other for the clashes, which have derailed a fragile ceasefire brokered by the U.S. President Donald Trump earlier in July. Thailand and Cambodia have been contesting territorial sovereignty along their 800-kilometer land border for more than a century. With us in news, let's recap the headlines. The chairman of the Integrity Commission, Steve Hyacinth, has called for corruption to be rejected in all its forms. Cuba denies contact with the United States over Venezuela's future. And the death toll rises as fighting along the Thailand-Cambodia border spreads. That's the news. Stay tuned for sports.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with Bubble Crease shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with Sunflower Soft Luxury Spread. Perfect your bread with Glow Spread Margarine. Add mellow cream, that tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
Well, welcome to the morning sports. Let's bowl off with cricket news as the West Indies will be hoping to turn last weekend's draw against New Zealand into their first victory against the Black Caps since 1995 as the two sides meet in the second test tonight, Caribbean time. Well, the West Indies are coming off a famous draw in the first Test match where they batted the entire day on the fifth and final day to save the match. One of the heroes from the first Test was the all-rounder Justin Graves, who hit an unbeaten double century. Well, Graves says that he's humble and just willing to play his part in ensuring that the West Indies can do well on the field. He says that he's hoping that the team can continue to build from that performance in the first Test as they head into the second match tonight, and he has also had some high praise for the West Indies bowling attack in the first game.
It's just adapting to, each and every situation, making sure that, we stick to our processes as a team and, continue to trust them. Bowling, I think we did really well in the bowling department, having taken 20 wickets, 18 wickets, and, with the two guys who come back. But, for us as a bowling group, I think over the last couple series, I think we've done ourselves pretty good in that department, so just long may it continue. Like you said, young bowling group, for us, one ball at a time. I think we can't think too far ahead. Obviously, we always talk about consistency and, wanting to be better each and every single game, but, once we go into the game and we have our plans, once we stick to them, once we trust them for as long as possible, and obviously being able to adapt if the situation does change, but for us as a bowling group, I think we've been doing pretty well, and kudos to both OJ Shields and Johan Lane. First Test match for Shields, second Test match for Lane. And, I think they did pretty well, held their own, even when the situations got tough. But, once the guys keep sticking to their guns and we continue to trust them and believe in them, I think we'll do well in the second Test match as well.
And that's the West Indies all-rounder Justin Graves. Well, the second Test match gets underway tonight from 6 o'clock Caribbean time. Some more cricket news this morning. The president of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masler, says the delay in the completion of the lighting project at Windsor Park is negatively impacting the Cricket Association and its operations. Well, the restoration of the lights was initially expected to be completed by November, but the project suffered some delays with the arrival of the lighting structures. Masler says this has impacted the scheduling of international matches. Dominica was expected to be among the host countries for the West Indies Women's Series against Sri Lanka in February, but Masler says it is more likely that Dominica will be able to host women's games with Australia in March and April.
It is very critical that we get the Windsor Park Sports Stadium into its perfect form. That in itself would transcend into having us being a premier venue for international cricket. The West Indies women plans have been altered from various months. The communication is going to the Ministry of Sports, informing them of which sports are available for making the offers. Every plan has to be based on the readiness of the venue, and I keep hearing that being pushed back. And we need to ensure that our cricketing facilities are up to par and that we could get as many events as possible.
President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masler. Masler says the loss of Windsor Park, along with the challenges of not having the Dream 11 tournament, has put a strain on the finances of the Cricket Association.
I want to really take the opportunity to explain this because we are currently having the under 15 to Grenada. We are currently having the preparation of the under 23 team for this tournament. Simultaneously, we also having the women preparation for the tournament in January. All of this is being juggled, and the academy is still going on. All of this is being juggled between the very limited resources that we have and the very limited facilities that we have. Somebody would sit down and analyze this year and wonder how do these guys get this done with very limited income stream, or even so at some instances no income coming. But we are committed, and I want to take that special time to really thank everybody within the cricketing fraternity that really puts in the effort. I don't want to single out anybody, but there's a lot of commitment from our people, and I really appreciate it.
President of the Dominica Cricket Association, Clement Masler. Well, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerritt, in a recent press briefing, mentioned that the lights were expected on island soon, and he was hoping for the project to be completed by early January. In some more sports this morning, Dominica has officially been confirmed as a beneficiary of the World Athletics Project 10 initiative. This initiative provides support towards the construction of a World Athletics Class 1 synthetic track and field facility, which will be constructed at Point Round. Dominica is among 11 countries in the world that will benefit from the project. President of the Dominica Athletics Association, Brendan Williams, says this is a major deal for track and field in Dominica.
It comes at a time where we are working in collaboration with the government of Dominica to develop a master plan for the construction of our facility up in the Point Round area. So this will help in terms of the delivery of the project, and funding will be received that will go directly towards the laying of the track, a state-of-the-art track that would be eco-friendly and meets the objectives of a diverse group of individuals, especially those who are with disabilities. It is a proposal that was submitted to World Athletics on December 2023. And over the past 2 years, we have had a lot of consultation with World Athletics and the government and other stakeholders as relates to technical assessments and feasibility studies. So it is very much exciting news for athletics, and it would not have been done without the assistance of the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and the OPM, Office of Prime Minister, Mr. Billy Doctrove and the Dominica Olympic Committee, Senator Oscar George and the Ministry of Sports, and Mr. Reginald Savre, and all other departments and agencies within the government service who one way assisted in development of that proposal.
And that's the president of the Dominica Athletics Association, Brendan Williams. He says work could begin as early as the first quarter of 2026. In some more sports this morning, rain once again forced the abandonment of the day's play in the Windward Islands Under-15 cricket tournament in Grenada. Dominica were down to face Grenada yesterday, but that game was abandoned without a ball being bowled. Sunday's game against St. Vincent was also abandoned without a ball being bowled. As a matter of fact, there's not been any action from either of the teams so far in the competition. Dominica will try again this morning to get things underway. They will be taking on Grenada. That game is scheduled for 9 o'clock. And let's hope that the weather cooperates down in Grenada. Cricket action also resumes at the Botanic Gardens this morning, with Dominica looking to make amends to their 23 and under series with St. Lucia. Dominica, of course, lost the 50-over format 3-0 on the weekend, and the tournament now shifts to the 3-day match, which starts this morning at the Botanic Gardens. We can also quickly tell you that there were wins for the St. Mary's Academy and the Goodwill Secondary School as the Sports Division Secondary Schools football tournament continued yesterday at the Newtown Savannah. St. Mary's Academy defeated the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School 2-0 in the Under-15 division. Zane Thomas and Malachi John scored a goal each for the St. Mary's Academy. In the second game yesterday, that's an Under-17 match, we saw the Goodwill Secondary School getting past the Northeast Comprehensive 5-3. Zahil Joseph and Rodriguez Loda, they scored a brace each, and Tyler Theophil scored 1 goal for the Goodwill Secondary School, while Kushon Esprit, DeAndre Hakim and Jerry Prince scored 1 goal each for the Northeast Comprehensive School. Well, sports action in the sports divisions, the competitions continues today with netball this afternoon. We'll see the Castlebrooke Secondary School taking on the Portsmouth Secondary School in the Under-16 division, and the two schools will meet again in the Under-20 division. And then we'll also see St. Martin's Secondary School taking on the Goodwill Secondary School in an Under-16 match, and the defending champions in the Under-20 division, Convent High School, will take on the Dominica State College A-team. That should be a big encounter at Windsor Park this afternoon. A matter of fact, all 4 matches are scheduled for the Windsor Park this afternoon. Well, that's a look at the DBS Morning News and Sports. Of course, on behalf of the entire News and Sports Department, our links person, Azari Williams, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning and thanks for listening.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com.